The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and this is our hour to talk about taxes and make you the smartest taxpayers in the world, because we keep abreast, then we tell you in a way that I think you will understand, and we certainly want you to know what's out there, because with all the changes happening with all the stimulus and the PPP and all that stuff going on, the payroll tax forgiveness for employees, there are all kinds of things. If you're unaware of them, you can't utilize them, and next January is going to be way too late. And so we hope that you tell your friends that this is EG Tax, and we're there to help you. And last week we had a lot of people that called and said they were having trouble with their unemployment, they were having trouble with their stimulus changes, and they call us all the time, and there is no charge because we want to help you. And joined in studio with Tiffany Fabian. Hey, Tiff.
Hey there, Esther. Happy gorgeous Saturday to you.
Happy gorgeous Saturday to you, and Christopher Fabian. Hey, Chris.
Hello, Esther.
Hello, Christopher. Okay, so let's tell all the business owners, and I will tell you, I don't care what size business you are, there is something in the stimulus package for most businesses, if not all businesses. If you didn't get the PPP or the EIDL, there's still something in the package that can save you a lot of money. And so we're going to help people. We're offering a free seminar, correct?
We are on June 3rd at 4 p.m. It's going to be a virtual seminar. It's the business treatment plan. So we're, again, it's the business treatment plan on June 3rd at 4 p.m. It's going to be a virtual seminar. You can register right through our website. You will see a link for it. And when the time comes, we will send you a code and a password, and you can join us. Like Esther said earlier, we're going to talk about the PPP, the payroll tax credits. Maybe, are you in the right business?
The deferral of the FICA. I mean, there's all kinds of things, to change in the net operating loss. There's all kinds of things business owners need to know.
Right. And, I got to say, this week I had a client come in and he wanted help with the PPP. And I said, why didn't you go through your bank? And he said, well, they stopped offering them because they don't want to do them anymore. And I'm like, what? So, and I'm going to put a plug out there. Evans Bank is still with not even their clients. Anybody can go to Evans Bank and they'll help you with the PPP.
Right,
if you.
So the PPP is the Payroll Protection Plan.
Correct.
And so if you have employees, including yourself, you can get a loan that turns into a grant, that if you use that money, 75% of it at least, on continuation of payroll, including yourself and your staff, and you use at least 75% of the money that they loan to you, and you can use 25% for operating expenses, that whole 100% of the money given will turn into a grant, which means it's completely tax-free. And they are toying around with making not only it tax-free, but they're going to, and it's not in law yet, but again, it's something that they're talking about, is turning that grant into also a deductible expense, which would really be a double good thing for businesses. So again, that seminar is when, June when, Chris?
June 3rd at 4 p.m.
And how do they register?
Right online at egtax.com.
And right on that homepage, you'll see that it talks about the seminar. If you're a small business owner, no matter how big, how small, if you know a small business owner, I'm going to tell you we are there to help you. And sometimes if you say, well, my CPA is going to take care of that. That may be true, but if your CPA hasn't gotten in touch with you, you guys need to plan now, because some of these things just require planning.
Right, because if you wait till next year when you get your taxes done, it's going to be too late to take advantage.
Yeah, most of, if not all of these. Now, I know PPP ends July, July 15th ends the extended pandemic unemployment benefits. So July 15th, that's over. So all of these have ending dates during 2020. Many of these changes, again, these credits and everything end December 31st. And so if you wait till tax time next year, nobody can help you.
Right.
So, right?
Absolutely. I
Okay,
know
so-
yesterday I had somebody call me and she has children, but she doesn't work and she's all by herself. And so she could have gotten the stimulus money, but she had passed that deadline for going to IRS.gov and signing up for the
Well, but
stimulus
she'll still
money.
get it, though.
Yep, she will still get
Right.
it.
And that's the other thing. If you haven't gotten stimulus money, and yesterday, by the way, I had a client that called me and said, oh my gosh, I got a check for $1,200. So they're sending out checks now. So if you haven't gotten stimulus, not to worry. When you file your 2020 tax return, if you're entitled to it, you get another shot at it. And quite frankly, if you didn't qualify in 19 because maybe your income was too high, you get another shot in 2020. If your income drops substantially, they're going to give it to you anyway. So EG Tax is there for you, and if you have questions, you can go to our website at egtax.com, ask the tax lady, or you can call our office at our corporate headquarters at 632-7886.
And Esther,
anyway,
that's
Esther
another-
Gillius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 803-0930. 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us with your questions or comments at 3930, and we're here to help you. We want you to know what's in the tax code. And I will tell you, yesterday, the House of Representatives passed that $3 trillion stimulus package. Now, you can see, you guys, that that they're
DOA.
looking at another package, and whatever they come up with, we will let you know.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
But what they passed yesterday ain't going nowhere.
No, no,
No,
no.
dead on
So the
arrival.
Christmas package for Ms. Pelosi didn't pass, but I think they're going to go back to the drawing board. Probably the Senate's going to come up with something, go back to the House, and whatever is coming down the line, we will let you know.
Yeah. I know another thing is refunds from the federal have been really, really slow. Everybody's
and the other thing is, if you looked at it, if you went to irs.gov, where's my refund, and it says it's processing, it's just because so many people are furloughed. They just
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to get
That's
them
right.
done. So like everything, July 15th is kind of the magic date. That's when they suggest that the federal government will be back to work and will more aggressively help you. But in the meantime, EG Tax is there to help you. Right? Let's go quickly to the phones again. 803-0930, 803-0930. Let's go to Carol from North Carolina. Hey, Carol, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You don't have a Southern accent.
No, we're from New York originally.
Oh, okay. What can we help you with?
Okay, we got a mortgage here, and we just wanted to know if it's a good idea if we should pay off the mortgage with part of our IRA and some of our bank account, and because just to save on the interest. Which
Okay.
interest?
So what rate is your mortgage?
What? Pardon me?
What rate is your mortgage?
Oh, it's at 4.875.
Okay. So how much do you owe?
About 74,000.
Okay. So do you and your husband work outside? Normally, do you have a job?
Yeah, just a little job. We're both getting Social Security. I took it early. I'm 62, and I worked at Kohl's, but of course I'm not working now.
So basically, you just have the Social Security, and you're looking at the 70.
Any retirement income for you or your husband?
Just Social Security.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Social Security right now would not be taxable. If you take that 74,000 because you're over the age of 59 and a half, it's just going to be subject to income tax. But it'll also make your Social Security probably, if not all, mostly 85% taxable. So if you and your husband are making 40,000 in Social Security, that means around 32,000 of the Social Security is going to be taxable plus the 75. So you're going to end up with about $15,000 in tax liability. Okay, so how many years would it have taken to in interest paid on that mortgage to equal the 15,000 you're going to pay up front, plus whatever you'd owe to South Carolina? So I would suggest not that's not a good thing to do. And you said your interest rate was how much?
4.875.
What I'd suggest you do is refinance. Look at a lower interest rate, like maybe go down to 2% if on that loan. But think about it. At 4% on the 75, it's going to be about 3,000 by 14. So 7 times 3, 6 times 3. It's about 6 years of interest that you'd be paying in taxes to get out of that mortgage. So, 6 years is 6 years.
And actually, if all you have is the part-time jobs, and you should give us a call during the week so we can work out the numbers. You may want to take out
money that they can take out.
Right, you could take out like maybe $10,000 a year and put it on the principal
There
and
you
get
go.
it done and pay no
And if
tax.
she's
That's
below
exactly
the age
right.
of 65, maybe they qualify for EIC. I mean, she's
Not
just
without wages.
Yeah,
She works at Kohl's.
Oh, she works at Kohl's.
Yep.
Okay. So you might get an earned income credit, but what Chris is saying is absolutely right. Since right now you probably have no liability at all, you could probably take some money out tax-free before, and he says maybe $10,000, depending upon your numbers. But give us a call. We'll be very happy to go over that for you, okay?
Oh, okay. So I can call you and you can.
Anytime. 632-7886, area code 716. I'm assuming you're from Western New York originally?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did our taxes with you this year.
Ah, you're so sweet.
Number again?
716-632-7886.
7886. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with your calls on the other side. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. Our phone number here in studio is 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us any messages at 3930. And we had Scott from Niagara who's been holding. Hey, Scott, how can we help you?
Hello, Esther. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, what can we help you?
I'm calling for my brother. He is disabled and he's on SSI.
Okay.
He did not claim taxes in 2018. He had a particularly bad year in 2019, and his caregiver claimed him as a dependent. He was living there with the caregiver, and he has not received a stimulus check, and we're wondering if the caregiver got extra or if it's just going to come in a paper form. He just doesn't.
Okay. So this is what the law would say. If he was claimed as a dependent because they provided over 50% of his support and he didn't have taxable income like over $4,400, then he'd have the right to be claimed as a dependent by the person providing his support if he lived with them for the full 12 months. Now, if they claimed him, then they got $500, and he will not get the stimulus money.
They got $500 on the tax return. They're not going to get a stimulus
They're
for
not
him.
getting stimulus. They got a $500 credit on their tax return.
Oh, but my brother will not.
No, he will not.
Okay, that's disappointing for him. But I haven't been able to find this information online to clear it up. And
Yeah.
at least
If you're claimed as a dependent, no matter who you are, if you're a child over the age of 17 claimed as a dependent, kid in college claimed as a dependent, grandma and grandpa claimed as a dependent, you're not going to get a stimulus because the person claiming you got a $500 credit and the stimulus wasn't even thought of at that point in time. And right now, if he was claimed as a dependent, then he's not going to get the money.
okay. Well, I thank you so much for.
You're very welcome. Thank you for listening.
So glad you folks are here.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. Let's go to Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Nicole
No.
dropped off.
Nicole dropped off.
all
Okay.
lines.
All right. So 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. All right. I wanted to talk about employers. One of the big credits that nobody's really talking about is this employee retention credit. And in that credit, the employer who pays on the first $10,000 of wages who did not get PPP money, okay?
Right.
So if you're a business that did not get PPP money and you had suffered over 50% decrease in gross receipts compared to the previous quarter from last year, then you're entitled to get this employee retention credit, which basically is 50% of the first $10,000 in wages you pay for your employee, which would be up to a $5,000 credit, and you basically get all the taxes that you've been paying in for them that would have gone to the federal government, you get to keep. I mean, that's kind of it in a nutshell, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's unbelievable what they're doing. I mean, even if the Social Security, Medicare, and the federal withholding was $8,000 and you were supposed to get a $10,000 credit, you can apply to. You don't have to pay that $8,000 on your quarterly report, and then you apply to get the other $2,000 back.
Right.
So it's unbelievable.
So it's a remarkable thing. Employers need to know that they should not be paying. If this was your situation, you suffered, your business was closed, or you suffered at least a 50% reduction in gross receipts compared to the quarter that this happened last year, then you would qualify for this employee retention credit, and you basically are going to get a credit up to $5,000 per employee. So let's say you have 100 employees, that would be a $500,000 credit.
Right.
That's a lot
That's
of money.
huge.
It's a lot of bread.
Lot of money. So if you're an employer who you fit the criteria, check with your CPA, give EG Tax a call. You really should not be paying payroll taxes right now. They may be paying you, and if you didn't get the payroll protection plan credit or actually loan that turns into a grant, you would qualify. So. And as a matter of fact, there were situations where I thought, gee, maybe it'd be better for them to give back the money.
Right.
Right? Yep. You got to work up the
And
figures.
your payroll
really do have to work
company
up the
should be
figures.
telling everybody about this too. The payroll companies that you use should.
Right, and if
yeah.
if you're using a payroll company, they should be letting you know.
Right.
But again, if you let the quarter go by and you didn't get it, you're missing that opportunity. Now, you will be able to get it at the end of the year if you're doing that, but the thing is, this would give you money up front to help you make your payroll.
Right. Keep
Which
it in
is
your
so
pocket to help.
important right now.
Yep.
All right, I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. Let's go to Peter. Hi, Pete. How can we help you, sir?
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
I have a question. My wife and I have yet to receive our stimulus check in the mail. Part of the reason because when we filed our income tax, I just always had a check mailed to me.
Sure.
What is the limit? My wife and I file joint. So I know I looked online and it says individual is $75,000, the adjusted gross income. What is the adjusted gross income limit for a married couple finding?
Well, the total is 150, and then it starts to phase out. So I'd like at about 190 something thousand, you wouldn't then you wouldn't get any more. So is your income under 150?
Adjusted income? Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to get a check,
So it'll be
and it's just going to come a little later. Because direct deposit obviously was dealt with first, but you are going to get a check. And like I said, I had a client yesterday who called me and said, I got a check for $1,200.
Yeah. And if you want to, Pete, you can go to irs.gov and you can check on the date that the check's going to be mailed. And if you need help navigating the site, we can help you during the week.
Right.
So
So again, you can call us at
Wanna-
632-7886. Anybody can. If you're having trouble with your unemployment, you're having trouble with, you're wondering about the stimulus money, you can call EG Tax and we will help you, and there's no charge for us to help you.
Yeah, it sort of gives you a piece just to know. It says on the
That it's
IRS
on its way.
website, it's, March 15th,
But again,
May
like
15th.
I said before, even if you don't get it now, for whatever god-awful reason you don't get it now, when you file your return in 2020, you have another opportunity to get the stimulus on your 2020 tax return. So if you got it, you won't get it again, but if you were supposed to get it and you didn't get it, you're going to get it on your 2020 tax return,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
All right. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. Let's plug that seminar one more time, Chris.
Sure. It is the Business Treatment Plan. It's going to be held virtually on June 3rd at 4 p.m. You can register right at egtax.com. There's a link. Or you can give us a call at the office, 632-7886, and register over the phone. We'll just need your email address, and so we can send you out the Zoom code and password.
And it's absolutely free. By the way, if you are an employer that we talked about that is looking at that employee retention credit, that's Form 7200. And again, like Chris was saying, in many cases, you don't have to pay any payroll taxes, and they would give you a refund. They actually send you money. So you have to know as an employer who qualifies, how you qualify, and we will help you. But if you have an accountant or a payroll company, find out from them. Say, gee, how come you didn't tell me about this, right?
Right.
This is so important. And again, EG Tax will help you with your stimulus. We will help you with your unemployment if you don't understand. For questions in general, if you're a small business, individual, there are a lot of things coming down the pike, and that's what we're going to deal with on the other side of the news, by the way. So we're going to take a quick break for the news. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. We'll be back on the other side with Mark, Laura, and your calls. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, and to us, your family. And so when you give us a jingle, you know, you're just like talking to, I know families can be tough, but we're the nice end of the family. Wanted to talk about, just before I go to all the calls again, Chris or Tiff, can you explain about the 6.2% deferral in FICA?
Right. For the self-employed or for employers, normally you have to pay every quarter or every payroll. They are now letting you postpone that until 50% of it until December 31st of 2021, and then the second half of it till December 31st of 2022. So
that is a big deal.
It is a huge deal.
I mean, can you imagine? Now, it's really like a loan, and there's no penalty. So it's not this December they're letting you push off to. They're letting you push off to a year from this December, and then a year from that December on the employer portion of the FICA. That's a lot of money. And again, if you're paying payroll and you don't know this, you have to shake your payroll company and say, why didn't you tell me this?
Yeah, and I don't think many people are talking about it. So,
and that's why it just makes me crazy. And don't forget about our seminar. We will talk about all these things. If you're an employer or self-employed, you need to know these tools.
That's
right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, let's go back to the phones. We'll talk to Laura. Hi, Laura. How are you, my dear?
I think you got it right. Norma.
Oh, Norma. Oh, you know them typists are. What can you do? So, Norma, what can we do for you?
I worked at a daycare. The last time I worked was in 2018 at a daycare in the foster grandparent program. I made less than minimum wage, and I didn't have to file income tax because it was a stipend, more like a volunteer in the daycare.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have to call the IRS because I haven't filed in 5 years? I've worked in that program in Florida for 4 years and 1 year up here in Kenmore.
Are you getting Social Security, Norma?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have it directly deposited?
Yes.
And you haven't received the $1,200 stimulus?
No, I haven't. I just...
Okay. Can we still go online and help her with that?
I believe
no, not if
the non-filer.
Did you file in 18, Norma?
No, because I worked in daycare for 4 years. And
you can't check on it if they just had Social Security.
So unfortunately, they closed that portal, so that isn't available. But you will, in 2020, you will file a return, and you will say that you didn't get the stimulus, and they will send you the money when you're doing your 2020 tax return. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do a return, though, to get the money.
I'm retired.
I know, but you're still going to do a return. There's not going to be any tax liability, but in order for you to get that money, there's a credit you have to fill out, and you will get your money when in 2021.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. Okay, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone, and we're going to go to Mark. Hey, Mark, how are you, sir?
Oops, I hit the right. It's actually Brian. Hit the
all
wrong
right,
button.
Brian,
Sorry.
Pretend your name is Mark, Brian. No, hi, Brian. How are you? What can we help you with? Brian. Hello.
Let's put him
Shoulda
on
hit-
hold, and
shoulda hit
then
Mark.
we'll go
Wait,
to
is he
Mark. Okay, now we got Mark.
All right. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Esther.
What's happening?
I get my question is a lot like the last person. I received Social Security disability. I have it directly deposited. I have a repayee, and I have not received my stimulus check yet. I was wondering why. Is there anyone I can contact, or?
Well, unfortunately, now is too late. They kind of closed the window for that last week. So you're just going to have to wait till you're doing your 2020 tax
I don't
return.
think that's right. He's going to get it still before.
We just can't check
You're
on
just
it.
can't check on it.
No, there's some if by the time the 2020 tax return is due, you still haven't gotten the money in the form of a check or direct deposit, then you still have an opportunity to get it when you're filing your 2020 tax return.
I don't file a tax return.
Well, you'll file it to get the refund.
If you don't get it.
Right.
I should file it. So there's still a possibility of getting it, you're saying?
Well, in other words, yesterday, a client called me who has been calling me saying, where's my refund? Where's my stimulus? Where's my stimulus? I'd like my stimulus. Where is my stimulus? Yesterday, he just got the check. So I would assume that it's coming. It could come for another month or so. But in the event that it's January, it's snowing, and you still haven't gotten it, you will get it. You just have to file a 2020 tax return and do that credit.
What about a non-filer's credit? Can I do that one, or won't that work?
Well, no,
That
'cause
the
that's
non-filer
That-
closed.
that-
That's what
there-
closed.
I have to tell you, right now, I don't know what kind of a form they're going to come out with. There may just be a single page that they have you do. But right now, I know that there is a credit that will be on the 2020 tax return for people that didn't get it that are entitled to it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, like I said,
But don't give up hope. I wouldn't be surprised to see you get it in a month or so.
in a month or so.
Yep.
But that window's closed right now for the first round.
For the non-filers,
For the
it's
non-filer information that you would give to the IRS.gov, that closed last week.
But they have your information because you get Social Security.
Right.
Does it matter that I have a repayee?
Well, did your payee get it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, I have no idea.
He
I have no idea. But all I can say is, I believe you will get it this summer. If you don't get it, you will get it during tax time.
Yep. And if you need help,
Okay.
call us during the week.
Right. All right. All right. Who else do we have here? We got Joanna.
Joanna.
Joanna. Yep.
Hey, Joanna. How can we help you?
Joan?
Joan. Joanna.
The
Joan to me?
screener, they wrote Joanna.
What can we help you with, Joan?
Okay. It sounds sort of like whatever everybody else was saying, but I have a 42-year-old grandson who lives in Florida. He has a mental illness problem. He's on SSI, and he doesn't file taxes. So is he entitled to a stimulus check?
Is anyone claiming him as a dependent?
No.
So nobody claims him as a dependent, and he's on his own.
No.
Then he will get a stimulus. He's entitled to a stimulus check. Now, whether they're going to pay him just like this last gentleman in summer, because they project that these checks could go out until July or August. So he could either get it in the summer, or he might have to file a tax return to get it in 2020. Either way, he will get the money because he is entitled.
Like I said, he never filed a tax return.
Right, but they know about him because they're directly depositing his Social
you're right.
Security. Unfortunately, it's really been a struggle for many people because some of these things they just fell through the cracks. So if
Right.
he hasn't gotten the money, he can get it when he does a tax return in 2020. But unfortunately, he'll have to send something in 2020, letting them know. And as soon as we find out, we'll let you know.
Okay. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. I'm kind of confused, like, who's next here?
I think we got Brian back on the phone.
Hey, Brian, you there?
Yes, I'm here, Esther. Thank you for taking the call.
Yeah, what you got?
I just received the stimulus check for my wife and myself.
Yesterday?
Well, yesterday.
Yeah, see, yay for Brian.
My wife died on the 5th of April.
Oh, my God, I'm so
Now,
sorry.
was that before or after that the stimulus was declared?
But unfortunately, if it's a deceased taxpayer, you have to send back that $1,200 back there. The address we have on our website, right, Chris?
Yep, and I have it right up on my phone if you want it right now, Brian.
Wait a minute. I'm in the car. Just a minute.
Oh, my God. You can go to our website. We don't want you to
If
crash
you
up
want
your
to,
car.
the screener can put you on hold and get your number, and I can
Right,
text
and
it
we're
to
gonna
you.
take a break here in a couple of minutes. So if you just, we're going to put you on hold, and then
Get
we'll
your
get
number
back
and I'll
you.
text
So
it to you.
Keep driving, okay?
Yep, got him on hold.
All right, good enough. And then who else do we have?
We have Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. How can we help you, Lynn?
Hi, thanks for taking the call. I have not received any check, and I'm wondering, do I just make too much money?
Well, how much did you make, Lynn?
And last year, my taxes done came out to be about $107,000.
Are you single or married?
Widow.
So when did your husband pass away?
2011.
Okay, so you make too much money.
That's what I thought.
You were
Okay.
right.
Now,
What about-
is your income going to be lower because of the COVID crisis in 2020?
This year, I'm working extra, probably not. But
Okay. Had your income been lower, like for instance, if you could put more money away into your pension plan, then you would have an opportunity to get the stimulus that you didn't qualify for 19 in 20 if you had a reversal in your income. But since that isn't the case, then you still won't qualify for 2020.
so what was it, 75,000?
Totally cuts off at 99,000.
Yep.
Okay, all right. And for my son at home, what?
How old is your son at home?
How old?
Yes.
She's had a household.
28.
All right. So your son should have.
Does
did
he
file-
work?
Right. Did he file a return?
He's doing that right now.
Okay, so your son is entitled to it. So what he wants to make sure that he gets that thing done as soon as possible.
Will he get it now, or would he have to wait until?
No, they should process it, and he'll get it in the summer.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Good questions.
Yeah, good question for sure. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930. 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 3930. We did have a text, didn't
We do. It says, when will the IRS begin processing paper tax returns?
Well, when they go back to work.
July?
Right now, everything we know is that they're pretty much on furlough till July the 15th. I know that the IRS asked for people to come back and start working out of their home, but I think more in a customer service genre. And so July 15th is the best I've heard. Did you guys hear anything
That's
else?
all I've heard right now. So,
Okay. Any other text, Steph?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The other thing is we want to talk about here is, again, with business taxes, sales taxes due to New York State, they that are late, they will allow a penalty adjustment if filed late, but you have to apply for forgiveness of the penalty. So they're going to penalize you, and then you have to ask for forgiveness of that penalty if you haven't paid your New York State sales taxes properly. So those are things I want to let you know. And the other thing is, for individuals, remember the deadline to file right now is July the 15th of 2020. That's also the deadline to pay your New York State and federal taxes. There will be no penalty if it's paid on that date. And of course, those of you that are seniors that have been taking money out of your pension plan, your required minimum distribution, because you're over the age of 70 and a half or 72 now, you don't have to do an RMD this year. So for 2020, you don't have to do an RMD, but they might want to, right?
right, because they may not pay tax on it.
That's right, because if your income's low enough, many people that are waiting on these RMDs really shooting themselves in the foot because they could actually take them out tax-free. But again, you have to know all of the angles, and you can call us and we'll be very happy to help you with that. But we're going to take a short break right now. I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady. Give us a jingle at 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone, or you can text us at 3930. I'll see you on the other side of the break. Hey everybody, to us, your family. I'm Esther Gulius from EG Tax. We have a number of our offices still open this time of year. We did consolidate because while we are preparing a lot of tax returns, we aren't up to the level of a full tax season. So we have our West Seneca office open, our Williamsville office open, our corporate headquarters in Tonawanda on Colvin, our Lockport office, and our West Side EG Tax office. And you can call us at 632-7886 to make an appointment at any of those offices, and we'll help you, right?
We sure will.
All right, I wanted to also go and tell people that with the extension of the tax deadline to July 15th, also extended the deadline to put money into your IRA or your SEP. And let's say that you already filed your return and you had decided originally you didn't want to put money in your IRA, but now maybe you got some extra cash and you'd like to do that. You can amend the return and get the extra refund back because you have till July the 15th to make those that contribution.
Yep,
right,
I was with a client today and I was doing his return, and his wife is working and he's retired and she's working as a registered nurse. Thank you to all those nurses out there. And so he could put money into an IRA as a spousal IRA, and so that's exactly what he did.
But just because you filed your return doesn't mean that you can't
Right.
put it in now and amend and get the money back.
That's right.
So, so like for instance, if a couple were to put $14,000 away now, and they're in the 20% federal, 5% New York State, they'd get back an extra $3,500 in taxes.
That's
which
right.
is not a bad thing. So if the right things happen, that it's just a great tip for somebody out there who hadn't thought about it.
Right. And
It's part of what we like to do.
Yep. I know we got a text about saying if the stimulus was granted in March, so he would be able to keep the money. But one of the research I'm coming up with right now says a payment made to someone who died before receipt of the payment should be returned to the IRS.
So we wanted to make sure that was correct because really the stimulus is for a person that's still alive to be used to help stimulate the economy. So that was a text that had come in. The other thing is, let's see, I wanted to talk about, if you find yourself in a tough situation because maybe I know, for instance, that the state of New York is out auditing people that they paid unemployment to. If you need help with that, EG Tax will help you with that. Don't ignore it.
No.
Because that means they're going to stop paying you. You got to
Yeah.
make sure that you answer those questions. It's a pain in the keister, but if you want that money,
We
that
had, like,
$600
six
plus state of
people-
New York, you got to answer it.
Yeah, we had 6 people yesterday who had those New York State audits who came into our office, and we're delighted to help you because it's very confusing.
And it's frustrating, and you think, oh my God, then forget it. Well, really, if you can forget it, then you don't need the money. But if you really need the money, we'll help you. So that's another thing we wanted to say. Student loan interest is deferred because of the coronavirus. And of course, everyone knows that the unemployment is $600 a week till July the 15th. And even if you're self-employed, you would qualify for that. So if you're not working because you can't get a job because of the corona shutdown, that's something EG Tax will help you with as well, right?
Right.
All right, let's go to Madonna. Hey, Madonna, how can we help you?
Hi, Esther. I'm so glad to be listening today. I called in just a little while ago to talk to your call screener that I also was a non-filer, and I did receive my stimulus, receiving Social Security, but that's not the reason I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I received wonderful advice from you earlier this year. It might have been January 3rd or 4th, right after the United States government changed the required minimum distribution on decedent IRAs, and you really helped me.
Oh,
and just now I'm thinking that the advice you gave me was absolutely correct, that because I'm under the age of 70, it didn't matter because when my mother passed and I started receiving the, getting the required minimum distribution, at the time the law said that I could do that, okay? And you said decedent IRAs were not covered by the new, or covered by the idea of being 70 to get your RMD.
Right.
Do you remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have my own IRA. Okay. It's not as large as the one that I inherited, but it's still money, okay? I'm 67 years old. What's going to happen when I turn 70?
Well, first of all, it's 72 now.
Increase the age.
Right. So it's
That I-
72 before you have to start taking out your required minimum distribution.
I have to wait till 72. Is that what you're telling me?
Right.
Well, you could take it out sooner, Madonna.
Well, do you have a pension plan?
Do that? No.
So you have just the Social Security and your IRA. But you have Mom's IRA too.
Yeah, that's the one I've been collecting on.
Right, and that's how much money?
What's in the balance?
How much are you
take out?
taking out a year?
It varies based on the closing.
I understand, but let's go with it. And
6,000 a month. 6,000
a month or a year?
Oh no, not a month. Oh, no.
All right, 6,000 for the year. Okay, so right now with the Social Security and your mom's pension distribution that you'd be required to do, you probably can take out more money than you'd be surprised than you have to. Like for instance, waiting for the required minimum distribution would mean that you're letting that money that you could take out tax-free kind of sit there. So we'd suggest she call and we can figure this out for her, right?
Definitely, most definitely. Anytime you can take money out tax-free, you should do it.
Right, so many people put money into a Roth IRA because of this situation. They don't want to pay taxes when they start taking it out. There are a lot of people that are listening that don't have to file because they don't have enough money, and so that gives them the opportunity to come up with the withdrawal of their pension plans and annuities that are something that they'd want to do because they can take it out tax-free because of the larger standard deduction, and especially once you're 65, the extra standard deduction for being over 65. So you may be able to take out $6,000 or $7,000 extra a year completely tax-free, and of course tax-free in the state of New York. So
Now,
call us and we'll help you.
So the first one I talked about, the decedent one?
Yep.
Okay. I'd like to come in and see you about that. That sounds like it'd be something worth.
Well, you just call us. We'll be happy to help you. There's no charge.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. I want to talk about the seminar one more time. I think it's so important. If you're a small business owner, we have a free seminar, virtual seminar. You can sit at home, and it's interactive too, right, Chris?
Yeah. You could zoom in and ask a question. You could click a message, and absolutely, you can ask questions throughout.
And so they would register online?
Right online at egtax.com. We have a link. It says Corona Business Treatment Plan. You click there and you'll get all registered, or you can give our office a call at 632-7886. We can take your name and your phone number and your email address and get you information that way as well.
All right, the other thing is I wanted to make sure, if you were a small business that got the payroll protection program money, you have to understand that is right now a loan. And you have up to 8 weeks to spend that money on payroll, 75% of it, and up to 25% of it on operating, specifically like rent and utilities, okay? Now, at that point in time, you have to go back to the SBA and prove to them what you spent the money on in order for that money to turn into a grant. You can't just assume that they're going to think, oh, well, you're just a nice person. We're just going to forgive that money. If you don't if you don't fill out the forms with your, I don't know if it's the bank or the SBA. Do you know which it is, Chris?
No, I know I'm going to ask a lot of questions to our bank on Monday.
On Monday, yeah, because it was interesting because I just mentioned to Chris that before the show, I said, we want to make sure that our PPP is forgiven. So I want to make sure, but keeping accurate records are extremely important as well. It's up to you to prove that you spent that money on payroll and approved operating expenses, and then the next step is you have to apply for it to turn into a grant in order for it to be completely tax-free.
Hey, Esther, one of my clients yesterday, it's a hair salon, and they were approved and granted the PPP, but they aren't allowed to open yet, so they just keep that money in their account in a holding pattern?
That's part of the problem, is they're kind of talking about maybe extending that, but right now, I mean, at the terms of taking the money was 8 weeks from the date you got the money. You have to spend it on payroll, and up to 25% on operating. I think the SBA would be who I would talk to, because obviously in Western New York, with it still being shut down, do they have an ETA opening up?
No, I know. I heard two different.
Everybody just looks bushy, right?
Yeah, that's right. I know Bob, our IT guy, is got the Elvis Presley look going on. He just keeps slicking his hair back.
Yeah, the other day I was frosting my daughter's hair because she was so desperate.
Yeah.
And when I got done with her, she really looked bad. So, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm Esther Gullies, the tax lady. The bottom line is, we're there to help you. We don't have all the answers, but we are trying to get them. And if you have a question, give us a call. There's no charge for us to do the research. Yes, ma'am.
One other interesting thing that we found out this week is 2016 returns, if you're amending them, it was sunsetting April 15th. However, the IRS pushed it to July 15th, but New York State did
April
not.
24th.
It's April 24th.
Yeah. So the 16 is still open for the federal, but not New York State anymore.
Correct.
Right? And of course 17, 18, and 19. And of course we can do multiple years, and that's what we've been doing, is a lot of multiple year
We
returns.
have.
So we're here to help you. You never will find a group of people that are more dedicated to helping you than EG Tax. And so until next week, if you have questions, go to our website, egtax.com, ask the tax lady. You can enter your question. I'll answer you right away. If you want to sign up for our seminar, I will tell you, if you're a small business owner, big business owner, medium business owner, you will learn so much that it'll really help you. And once you don't know, it's too late. They've changed the way depreciation. They're allowing more depreciation. Net operating losses that were capped before have been extended to $1 million. There's a lot of things in there. The IRS wants to help you, but if you don't help yourself, it could be too late. Until next week, I'm Esther Gullies with Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian from EG Tax. God bless you. See you next week.